You may start. Piali, it's visible.
Good evening, teacher and friends. Today I will discuss about Frederick Frobel, his contribution, work, and belief. So let's begin with the introduction. Who was Frederick Frobel? His full name is Frederick William August Frobel. He was a German educator. He was born on April 21st, 1782. He was also known as the founder of kindergarten. He is he is the pioneer of early childhood education and care. His main written works are the education of man. There are many slogans given by him. The main is "Come, let us live for our children." Whenever we heard or we talk about the kindergarten, there are few terms which are always circle around this word kindergarten, like self-expression, self-activity, unity, occupation, child soul, free work, gift. Before the main concept of kindergarten actually revolve around these terms. All these terms we will discuss in details in Frobel principles. So move on to his contribution in education. Frobel founded his own school called kindergarten at Bad Blankenburg. The word kindergarten means children's garden in German language. He always used to consider school as a garden, teacher the gardener, and the students are seeds. So he used to he has given the name kindergarten, the children's garden. He believed we should incorporate songs and musical experiences into classrooms. He changed the way we think about early childhood education. He has designed balls, wooden blocks, tiles, stakes, and rings to demonstrate that children learn by playing. These are known as Frobel gifts, and this play is a very important part in kindergarten. Now come to Frobel beliefs. The most important beliefs of Frobel is learning begins when consciousness erupts and education must also. Actually, in early 19th century, people do not understand anything about early childhood education. So Frobel was the first person who put highlights or introduced this early childhood education. He believes that learning through play. Free play encourages the child to discover how think works through purposeful activities which are active, hands-on, and of interest to the individual child. Respect the individual's development space. This plays a very important role in Frobel beliefs. Children learn differently and at different rate. Development is most effective when the child is allowed to set the space for themselves. Practitioner, like the teachers, serve as a guide. He always believes the teacher, he always believes that the teachers plays an important role in the development of a child, but he have to guide. The teacher should guide the children. Rather than viewing teachers as keepers of knowledge, Frobel prescribes a more guide-like approach to help the children. He believed that self-motivation would help children progress most effectively, and the child should be allowed to make mistakes. The class should be prepared environment. Though free play is at the heart of Frobel's play theory, the learning environment is carefully designed with the appropriate resources that are optimal for each child level of development. Now comes to the most important and part of Frobel's theory, Frobel's gift. Frobel uses his mathematical and scientific knowledge to develop a set of 6 gifts wooden blocks of different shapes for children to explore. He kept in mind the age group of the children for developing the gifts. He has given different names. Like gift one is for infant. In this, there is a small soft ball or yarn ball in solid color enough to fit the hand of the child. Frobel believed that a child would begin to understand movement, speed, color, contrast, weight through their interaction with the ball by holding, by dropping, squeezing, and rolling it or seeing it. Gift 2, this is for age group of 1 to 2 years. The second gift, called the Child's Delight, consisted of a wooden sphere and a wooden cube. The idea behind these shapes were to enable the child to observe the different features of them. The sphere always looked the same when viewed from any direction, whereas the cube would look different. The sphere would be rolled and made a noise when rolling on a hard surface, whereas the cube would remain where it was placed. Gift 3, it is for the age group of 2 to 3 years. It was made up of 8 identical wooden cubes designed to be pulled apart and built back together in different ways. Gift 4, it is also for the 2 to 3 years. It is a cube made up of smaller pieces to be pulled apart. This version was made up of rectangular planks twice as long and half the width of the cubes in the previous gift. This allowed many new construction possibilities for the children. Gift 5, this is for the 3 to 4 years of age groups of child. This gift consists of more cubes, some divided in halves or quarters. Frobel built these gifts on maths concepts and helped the child to build more complex structure. Gift 6, this is for 4 to 5 years. This includes more complex wooden blocks, including the prism. Now comes the Frobel's occupation. Along with gifts, Frobel also has given importance in occupation. Frobel used occupation with children to support their play, including sand, shell, stone, sticks, clay, and paper folding. These materials were designed to allow children uninterrupted periods of play where they can explore concepts, express creativity, and learn about how things work. Now comes the Frobel's principle. The most important Frobel principle is unity and connectedness. Frobel believes that everything in the universe is connected. The more one is aware of this unity, the deeper the understanding of oneself, the nature, and the wider world. Children are whole beings whose thoughts, feelings, and actions are interrelated. Young children learn in a holistic way, and learning should never be compartmentalized for everything else. Autonomous learners. Each child is unique, and what children can do rather than what they cannot is the starting point of a child's learning. Children learn best by doing things for themselves. Frobelian educators respect children for who they are and value them for their efforts. The value of childhood in its own right. Childhood is not merely a preparation for the next stage in learning. Learning begins at birth and continues throughout the life. Creativity and the power of symbols. Creativity is about children representing their own ideas in their own way, supported by a nurturing environment and people. As children begin to use and make symbols, they express their inner thought and idea and make meaning. Relationship matters. This is very important for Frobel. The relationship of every child with themselves, their parents, family, and wider community are valued. Relationships are of central importance in a child's life. Engaging with nature. Whenever we used to relate the word nature in Frobel's, he is a total believer in nature because love of nature comes from growing up alone and spending time with the nature because his mother died when he was infant. So he knows the value of nature. experience and understanding of nature and our place is an essential aspect of Frobelian practice. Through real life experience, children learn about the interrelationship and all living things. This helps them to think about the environment and climate change. And lastly, place of a child in Frobel theory. He made education a child-centric process. He gave importance to child's own tendencies and interests and requests people not to understand children as a small adult. He always used to think every child as a little tiny flower. They are very varied, need care, but each is different, each is very much beautiful alone. So there are some demerits also. People find some demerits in this kindergarten system, like they cannot keep on record on how the child is growing. So above all the merits of Frobelian theory, last I want to conclude it by saying with one slogan of Frobel: play is necessary to educate the whole child. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, everyone clap for Piali. Wonderful, Piali. बहुत अच्छा किया आपने.
Thank you, ma'am.